Good day, learners. This is Easy Engineering. For today's topic, we're going to talk about the nitrogen cycle. You know what's funny sometimes? Farts. It's so embarrassing for some people to let one out in class, so they hold them in. They're stinky and they make a funny sound. But the thing is, our farts contain a very important particle called nitrogen. In fact, there's about 60% of nitrogen inside them. Nitrogen is very essential to how we live. It can be found in everything from your hair to your organs. The air we breathe contains a lot of it. Now some of us might want to ask, why is nitrogen important to life? Plants and animals could not live without nitrogen because it is an important part of cells and processes in their bodies like amino acids, proteins, and even our DNA or our genetic code. Without nitrogen, we cannot replicate or produce another living thing. It is also important in plants to make chlorophyll. This substance is used in photosynthesis to make their food and energy. But plants and animals don't absorb nitrogen that easily. So, even if there's a lot in the air, we all need another way to obtain the nitrogen. Nature has a way to automatically provide us with nitrogen, and it involves processes to get nitrogen out of the air and into living organisms. This is called the nitrogen cycle. What is it and how it is important to us? Let's dive in and find out. Fun fact, learners, did you know that the air you breathe from the atmosphere is about 78% nitrogen? Well, yes, that's almost all of the air. For nitrogen to be used by living things, it needs to change into different states. Nitrogen in the air is called N subscript 2. Other examples of nitrogen states are nitrates, nitrites, and ammonium. Now, what processes are involved in the nitrogen cycle? Nitrogen cycle revolves around an important creature on Earth, the bacteria. Bacteria? Then is it bad for us because it promotes illnesses? Well, not all bacteria are bad. In fact, some of them are in your tummy to help you digest food. But this particular bacteria actually help the nitrogen change between states so it can be used. For example, when nitrogen gets in the soil, lots of bacteria help it to change states so it can be absorbed by plants. And so we and other animals get nitrogen from plants. The processes involved in the nitrogen cycle are the following. First is the fixation. It's the first step where bacteria change nitrogen into ammonium. It's a very smelly kind of gas. For us humans, we use ammonium for purification of water supplies and in the manufacture of plastics, explosives, textiles, pesticides, dyes, and other chemicals. The second step in the cycle is nitrification. Like its name, this is where ammonium gets changed into nitrates by soil bacteria. Plants can now absorb nitrogen in the form of nitrate. Fun fact, learners, speaking of absorption, did you know that nitrogen is used in fertilizer to help plants grow faster? Yes, indeed, agricultural engineers are always developing some amazing fertilizers even today. The next step in the cycle is the assimilation or the absorption of nitrogen from the soil to the body of the plants. They absorb those nitrates from the soil into their roots. After that, the nitrogen gets used into amino acids, nucleic acids, and chlorophyll. The next part of the cycle is the ammonification or the decaying process. When living things like a plant or animal dies, decomposers like fungi and bacteria turn the nitrogen back into ammonium. This is done so that nitrogen won't be just wasted on the ground and so it can enter the nitrogen cycle again. And lastly, the denitrification. Although most of the nitrogen gets back to other living things through plants, other nitrogen left in the soil can get back out into the air, and this process is called denitrification. This process involves special bacteria to make nitrogen less dense and get back to the atmosphere. So that's it. That's all of it. I hope you learned something today. Have a nice day.